Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day. Heidi, do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 27th day of April. It's National Babe Ruth Day, National Devil Dog Day. I don't know what that is. National Prime Rib Day. Oh, I love prime rib. And it's National Tell a Story Day. I just thought of something. Everybody keeps saying on Facebook, like, what are you going to do when this corona thing's done? What's the first thing you're going to do? I think I'm going to do prime rib. It's been a long time.
It has been.
I haven't had
That's
prime
probably
rib.
a good thing it doesn't agree with
And
you.
it's even longer because I haven't had it for a while, even before the corona stuff.
That's
so.
totally fine.
Well, I kind of miss it. So, prime rib, I'm calling your name, man. I've got a Movie Star Monday today. Our guest today is David H. Lawrence, the 17th. Super cool guy. He's from Cleveland. Like, just a down-to-earth dude, does a ton of voice work. You hear his voice and stuff all the time. You've seen him in a bunch of movies. And now we're going to actually talk about something he's doing for teachers. He's teaching teachers how to use Zoom, because a lot of teachers were thrust into, okay, you're going to start teaching now using this tool you've never used. It's really cool class that he's put out for free. We're going to chat all about that in just a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study at the University of Pittsburgh found that music may be able to boost your immune system against coronavirus. That's cool.
That is cool.
I wonder if it's just a certain kind of music?
Probably whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel good.
Well, I've got a link to the story if you'd like to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thank you for listening to Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A shameless freeloader quarantined himself inside a closed Connecticut restaurant, helping himself to thousands of dollars worth of food and drink during a 4-day binge. 42-year-old Luis Angel Ortiz was arrested after pillaging a Cuban restaurant in downtown New Haven, Connecticut. Police believe he broke in Saturday through a side window, then proceeded to eat and drink and steal several $1,000s worth of food and booze, and roughly 70 bottles of liquor. 70.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot. Police say they learned Ortiz helped himself over the course of 4 days to the restaurant's food, booze, and beer. In addition to eating and drinking at the restaurant, he removed beverages and property from the building. Officials added he was taken into custody after a manager stopped by the restaurant and noticed somebody was sleeping inside, holding a bottle of rum.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's not a good thing. But boy, 70 bottles of booze in 4 days. Whew, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. The Lake Tahoe house that was featured in Godfather Part 2 is up for sale. $5.5 million.
Okay. Wow.
I would like to call and make an offer they can't refuse.
That's actually not horrible. I mean,
I don't know.
We just talked about John Bon Jovi's house was like $20 million. So this is a bargain.
$5.5 million. It's still a lot for a house, but yeah, I don't know what kind of shape it's in, but it's in Lake Tahoe, and it was in the movie Godfather 2. The Real Housewives of New Jersey are organizing a supply drive for New Jersey hospitals. They've so far sent 10,000 masks, and that is really, really cool. Even if you're not a fan of the housewife programs, you still have to like that. That's cool.
Sure.
Candace Cameron Bure, who we've
I
had
like her.
on this very program, she says that her Fuller House family would handle being quarantined together just fine. So she's like, yeah, we'd get along just great.
Probably.
And then they said, even Joey? No, they didn't really. I think that would have been maybe a mean thing to say. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day, and it comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. A viral video of a pig that led police on a 45-minute chase in Stamford, Connecticut has gone viral. Did I say a viral video of the pig has gone viral?
You did.
Seems a little redundant, doesn't it? Police are trying to figure out how the pig escaped, but they don't know. They do know that he did, and they got to chase him for 45 minutes. Sad news, San Diego Comic-Con canceled now. They were trying to postpone and move and adjust, and others going, it's just done. This is a new hashtag for you. Hashtag Florida morons. Wait a minute, what? It's trending on Twitter when Miami residents ignored lockdown orders and went to the beach. Now, we have a thing called fake news or Florida later in this program, but I would never refer to somebody as a moron because of something they do. Because a lot of times I do things that are probably considered that just as silly. I've done some really dumb things.
Yes, you
remember
have.
one time driving
I can
into
attest to that.
a place that was muddy, and I go, it looks muddy over there. And I go, I'll go this way instead, into a part that's even muddier. And I got Heidi's car stuck. She was livid. She was with me at the time.
And I said, don't go in there.
Yeah.
3 times.
It's like,
I
I'm
said,
not going to
don't
go there. I'll go over here where it's even muddier. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle cut ties to the UK tabloids last Monday. They said they will no longer participate in interviews because of the inaccurate reporting about them. Mm-hmm. So there you go. They're saying that it's fake news in the UK. So they're not too thrilled with them. Nigerian woman was nabbed by restaurant customers who said that they saw her steal a phone from another diner. Police quizzed the woman without success, and they were just about to let her go. And somebody thought, okay, let's do this.
Let's call the
phone. They dialed the phone,
it rang.
and they heard a sound coming from under the woman's clothing, and they took her to jail. So they're like, yeah, that was a good idea. Why didn't we
think of that a little sooner?
Think of that one a little quicker, because that would have been like a good thing. And I got a story. This could have probably been one of our big screen, little screen stories, but I didn't have it there. I have it here. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have announced the launch of a quarantined-themed wine that they're going to sell, and they're going to raise money for COVID-19 relief efforts. They're going to be donating 100% of whatever they make from this wine to charities and organizations that are helping to fight against the coronavirus pandemic. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
So I wonder if the wine's going to be any good, because doesn't it take a while to make? I've never made wine.
Yeah,
it's aged, right?
Well, unless they were already making wine and they've just decided to name one of them this.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, you got to grow grapes, and you got to. So maybe they're working with a vineyard that already
Somebody
had
had some wine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now it's leftover wine. I'm not interested. Just kidding. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
It's another Movie Star Monday, and I'm super excited to visit with actor and voice talent David H. Lawrence the 17th. Good day, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great, John, and you?
I am fantastic. Now, David, people know you from the movies you've been in. They know you from the TV shows you've been in, the voiceover work that you do, being on the radio. And what we're going to talk about today is kind of like just a hard left from that. You're helping teachers teach their classes through Zoom. How in the world did this whole course come about? I think it's really cool.
So, my friend told me that she had a teacher friend who basically was sent home. Remember when all the schools were closed about a month ago? And on the way out the door, the principal kind of just casually said, "Hey, when you get home, keep teaching your class. Okay, you know how to use that Facebook thing or that YouTube? What is it, Mildred? Is it YouTube? Yeah, whatever." You know, but they didn't show you what camera to use or how to set up your lights or your microphone so that you look halfway decent and professional. They didn't show you what kind of tools to use to teach your classes. They sent these teachers home with no training whatsoever, and this is something I can do falling out of bed. This is what I've been doing for a long time. I teach actors how to work on camera and how to work on mic, as well as being a performer myself. So I thought, I can do this. I can help teachers do this. And I was going to sell it for $49. I figured any teacher can afford $50, right?
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, I decided, you know what? It's time to put the money aside and just give it away for free.
That's awesome.
So that's what I decided to do. And that all started about 2 weeks ago.
That is fantastic. And have you had quite a few teachers taking you up on this offer to help them look a little better?
This morning, we have close to 600.
Oh, that is amazing. That is fantastic.
Yeah. Once this gets heard on your show, it's going to be 6,000.
Yeah, that would be fabulous.
All the teachers will hear this.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know about 6,000, but we absolutely love teachers. Now, in addition to teachers being thrust into the spotlight, and hey, now you got to be a Zoom star, in addition to that, think about everybody else, too, in business. In the last month and a half, I've been in more Zoom meetings than I've ever been in my life, and every time I have to do one, I just get anxious because I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
Yeah, look at the camera. That's the answer there. Always look at the camera. You're absolutely right. And I'm not picky about who self-identifies as a teacher, right? Of course, I want primary, secondary, collegiate professors, teachers in general, the ones that really need the help. I want them to get it. But I don't work at a school. I teach people performing art. I'm sure you teach people when you do your show. I did what you do for 38 years.
Nice.
And I know what kind of leadership it takes. You're just the kind of person that I'd like to help. In the long run, yes, I want to hit every teacher I can find to let them know I can help you look good for your kids. I can help you, lock in how to use Zoom, how to set up your camera, your lights and everything. And the course, by the way, is at teachyourcourseonline.com.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I'm going to throw a link to that in the show notes today as well. So if you didn't write it down, that's okay. We'll have that for you. But when I get there, what do I need to do? Is it pretty easy?
Yeah, all we need you to do is register, just so we know where we can send the report card and where we can send home the notes. But yeah, that's it. You just go, you register, you tell us what your email address is and your name, and boom, it's so you can log into the site. And there's nothing other than that. There's actually a couple of lessons that are sample lessons. There's one on lighting, and there's one on preventing Zoom bombing. Do you know what Zoom bombing is?
Oh, I've heard all about it over the last month.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of that, hasn't there?
I've been using Zoom for 8 years, and when I heard about Zoom bombing, I'm like, Zoom bombing? That can't happen if you have your preferences set properly. So the two open lessons that anybody can see without even registering is how to set your lights up and how to set your preferences in Zoom so you can't be Zoom bombed. It runs the course, and yes, I would love if you would put it in your show notes. And if you and Heidi would take advantage of it as well yourselves, that would be great.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. And I just realized we haven't even really talked about your career. Here it's a Movie Star Monday, and we're not talking about the movies. And they're amazing, too. Cars 3, Straight Outta Compton, Men in Black 3, The Hulk, The Iron Man. I mean, some big, big movies you've had a chance to work on. But instead of being selfish and talking about your career, you're saying, hey, here's how I can help other people in their career, how I can help teachers shape the minds of the future. I just think that's really cool. So thank you for doing that, sir.
My pleasure. I appreciate it very much, and I thank you for the time, John.
Absolutely. Again, our guest today, David H. Lawrence, the 17th, and the course is called teachyourcourseonline.com. I have a link to that information and more information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Right now, even a little vacation would be nice.
But this one is going to be great.
This October, we're going to Cancun for a fun event called The Sands.
Hear awesome music from Billy Idol, Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, and so many more.
This happens at the end of October, and when everything blows over, we're going to need a vacation. I hope you will join us.
We've been to this same event for the last 3 years, and it's so much fun. I wouldn't miss it.
Get all the information and get your spot reserved to join us at radiotravelgroup.com.
That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Beethoven could still hear even after going deaf. So here's what happened. Beethoven,
Okay.
very famous musician.
Yeah.
He went deaf, but he discovered that if he bit onto a metal pole that connected to the piano that he was playing, he could hear almost perfectly well.
Really?
Process is called bone conduction. And while technology has evolved, the science is the same. Vibrations are transferred from the conductive metal into the bones. When this happens, our ears pick up the signal
weird.
with no sound distortion.
Oh, weird.
So it was a way for him, even though he couldn't hear with his ears, the vibrations went in and he could still hear the piano.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's really cool, too. It is today's fun fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline England. Let's see. A British court has shot down a bid by a 30-year-old woman to marry a 92-year-old chandelier. Wait a minute, what?
Oh, good Lord.
She said, every time I come in the room, he just lights up the place.
He lights up my life.
See what I
You
did?
beat me to the... I was just going to say it, and you beat me to it.
I can tell you it's not the brightest thing I've ever heard, but should we just quit with the puns? I think it's a very bizarre story. I have a link to it if you want to read all about it. I don't quite understand that. She wanted to marry a chandelier. What?
You hear strange things like that all the time.
Somebody
I'm
wanted to
going to
marry a
marry a
Ferris
tree.
wheel?
I'm going to marry this Ferris wheel.
But there you go.
Whatever.
That could have been our weird news, but we got that on the way. Instead, that was a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Wisconsin pizza...
What's that?
How you doing, Heidi?
I'm great.
Wisconsin pizza delivery driver injured during a robbery last Tuesday.
Geez.
Yeah, sad story. According to the Madison Police Department, they say the driver was flagged down by a man wearing a medical mask, and once he got pulled over, he realized the man appeared to be armed. He demanded pizza and money. Police say the man slammed a car door on the driver as the driver reached into the car. Officials described the robber as a man in his 20s, around 5'11", with a medium build. The delivery driver said the man got into a blue sedan. The driver was not seriously hurt, but reportedly in pain while talking to the officers. Now, here's the thing.
Probably pretty shaken up.
That's not the kind of thing you expect to hear about in Madison, Wisconsin.
No.
Like that's very
crazy,
unusual.
crazy world right
yeah,
now.
There's
You
a
gotta
lot
be
of weird.
careful.
So yeah, be careful out there. But everybody's wearing a mask right now. So it's like not everybody. A lot of people are. So like if you did want to go rob someplace, this is the time apparently.
John.
Well, I'm not telling people to do it, but I'm reading all these stories about people doing it.
I know.
But yeah, don't do it. I just want to make sure I didn't condone that. This is today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. First of all, I'm going to just say, a moment ago, I was saying that now is the time to rob someplace. Don't rob anybody. I want to make sure I clarify that. I misspoke when saying that. No, it was just because people wearing masks and whatnot. But we're going to move on to this story. It's a moment of duh. I kind of had my own moment of duh.
Okay.
But Taney Town, Maryland is a small city located in the northwest corner of the state.
Taney
Yeah, TANEYTOWN.
Okay.
6,728 people. And somebody is being called out by the post office because they posted their final warning. They wrote, "You know who you are. The post is on its way to becoming an internet sensation." Oh, where's the rest of this? Oh, here it is. They posted on social media, "Put on pants before checking the mail." So there's somebody that's going to the post office without wearing pants, and I know what Heidi's going to say.
Yeah, I
It's
know
been shared
somebody
over
like
1,500
that.
times. Hey, I got to say, in my defense, they look just like shorts to me.
Boxer briefs do not look like biker shorts.
Okay, it
I don't
says
know how many times I
20
need
years
to tell
ago.
you.
Would you leave me alone? I don't live in this town in Maryland, so it wasn't me. But I don't know who did what, but I can relate. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me?
Okay.
I forgot my spiel for a second there. Police in, I forgot. Fake news or Florida.
Okay.
Police in Cocoa, Florida arrested a woman who shot her boyfriend because he was snoring too loud. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
And it's a true story. You said that pretty quickly, and you looked at me in a very accusing way.
Not at all.
Have you ever thought maybe that was the answer to get me to quit snoring?
No, not at
Do
all.
I snore pretty loud?
You do, but it doesn't bother me.
I don't hear it much. I woke myself up one time. I was like,
I've
whoa.
woken myself up
What was
snoring before.
that?
I was like, whoa.
Sounds like somebody trying to start a lawnmower in here. All right, this has been Fake News or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. And guess what, Heidi? I got some good news. Comes your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge. Also available information. Let me try to say that the right way. The information is also available.
You're having a heck of a time
I think I
today.
need to just take a break.
It's time to take the day
It
off.
is. I don't know what's going on. The information can also be found at giftcardchallenge.org. And that on its own is really good news. But here's a story from somebody that you don't necessarily connect with good news. Eminem,
Okay.
the rapper.
Okay.
He's delivering cups of Mom's spaghetti to Detroit hospitals, which is really kind of a cool thing. He's donating containers of pasta labeled Mom's spaghetti for healthcare workers in Detroit, Michigan. It's referenced in Lose Yourself. It's a song that he put out, and some people say it was his best song. Anyway, his real name, Marshall Mather, and his Marshall Mather Foundation delivered hundreds of cups of Mom's spaghetti to healthcare workers at Detroit's DMC Hospital, Henry Ford Hospital, and Detroit's Receiving Hospital to ensure that they would stay well fed through their long shifts. It says the cups were branded with a special message that said, "Thank you, frontline caregivers," and Mom's spaghetti logo was put on there as well. And it said something about Shady Cafe or something like that.
Okay.
So, Slim Shady. Anyway, I think it's really kind of cool. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it, and there's some photos here of the spaghetti. It looks pretty yummy, actually.
Okay.
Now I'm hungry.
I've never wanted a cup of spaghetti, but
Really? I'd go for a cup of spaghetti.
Would you eat a cup of
bowl of spaghetti? We usually eat it on a plate.
Plate, usually.
I'd do a bowl of spaghetti, a cup of spaghetti. I'd even do a glass of spaghetti, whatever it takes. It just looks good now. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you want to see this story and more, we've got a link in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.